While the entire tech world is obsessed with conversational AI and chatbots, IBM just quietly executed the most aggressive industrial maneuver of the decade. They aren't just building quantum software anymore. They are building factories. In a massive announcement that caught Wall Street completely off guard, IBM revealed a $10 billion capital injection to spin off Anderon, America's first pure-play quantum chip foundry. Backed by $1 billion from the U.S. CHIPS Act, IBM is fundamentally changing the rules of the quantum race. They are transitioning quantum computing from an academic laboratory experiment into a heavy industry war. Their target? To manufacture the world's first large-scale, fault-tolerant quantum mainframe by 2029. Welcome to Click Future. Today we are breaking down IBM's monumental $10 billion bet. We will explore what the Anderon Foundry actually is, why the U.S. government just stepped in to fund it, and how IBM's aggressive new Starling and Blue Jay architectures are designed to crush the competition. We'll also look at the massive financial implications of the qLDPC mathematical breakthrough that makes this entire factory viable, and how IBM is positioning itself to dominate an industry projected to be worth $850 billion. If you want to understand the infrastructure that will power the next century of computing, hit that subscribe button. Let's dive in. To understand the magnitude of the Anderon announcement, you have to look back at the history of silicon. In the 1990s, the companies that won the computing revolution weren't just the ones who designed the best chips. They were the ones who figured out how to manufacture them at scale. Companies like TSMC built massive foundries, turning silicon fabrication into a high-margin, heavy industry monopoly. Intel designed the chips. TSMC built them. And TSMC became one of the most strategically important companies on the planet. So important that the U.S. government spent $50 billion trying to build a domestic alternative through the original CHIPS Act. Until now, quantum computing has been stuck in the artisanal phase. Companies design brilliant, intricate quantum chips, but they have to build them by hand in specialized labs. You cannot scale a global computing revolution when your hardware is essentially bespoke jewelry. Every quantum chip IBM makes today requires teams of physicists working in pristine clean rooms, hand-assembling components under electron microscopes. It takes months to produce a single processor. IBM recognized this bottleneck years ago, and in May 2026, they decided to solve it the only way it can be solved, by building a factory. Enter Anderon. Announced in May 2026, Anderon is a standalone company headquartered in Albany, New York, dedicated entirely to manufacturing quantum processors. It is backed by a massive $10 billion total investment plan from IBM and, critically, a $1 billion grant from the U.S. Department of Commerce through the CHIPS Act. The name itself is a signal. Anderon is not just a division of IBM. It is a separate entity operating as a state-of-the-art 300mm quantum wafer foundry designed to eventually manufacture quantum chips for the entire industry, not just IBM's own systems. This geographic footprint is highly intentional. The raw silicon and superconducting materials will be fabricated into quantum wafers at the Anderon Foundry in Albany. Those completed chips will then be shipped down the Hudson River to be deployed inside the massive quantum mainframes at the newly expanded IBM Quantum Data Center in Poughkeepsie, New York. IBM is literally building a physical, end-to-end quantum supply chain right in the heart of the American Northeast. This isn't just a corporate expansion, it is a matter of national security. The U.S. government understands that whoever controls the manufacturing of fault-tolerant quantum computers will control the future of cryptography, materials science, and artificial intelligence. By backing Anderon with CHIPS Act funding, the U.S. is explicitly choosing IBM as its champion in the global quantum infrastructure race. They are ensuring that the physical supply chain for the next era of computing remains on American soil, not in Taiwan, not in China, not in Europe. The challenge IBM faces is entirely different from traditional silicon manufacturing. You can't just retool an existing Intel or TSMC plant to build quantum chips. The superconducting materials, the cryogenic interfaces, and the sub-nanometer precision required to isolate qubits from environmental noise demand entirely new manufacturing processes. Anderon is IBM's attempt to standardize these processes, moving from making dozens of chips a year to thousands. And the key to making that scale-up mathematically viable is a breakthrough that IBM published on the cover of Nature magazine. Building a factory is useless if you don't have the right architecture to manufacture. For years, the industry standard for error correction was the surface code. It was reliable, but it was incredibly inefficient. To create one stable logical qubit using surface codes, you needed roughly 1,000 physical qubits. It was a massive engineering overhead that made scaling nearly impossible. IBM's solution is a breakthrough in error-correcting codes known as qLDPC, Quantum Low-Density Parity Check. Featured on the cover of Nature in early 2024, this new mathematical approach drastically reduces the number of physical qubits needed for error correction. To understand why this is such a massive leap, you have to look at the physical wiring. Surface codes require nearest neighbor connectivity, meaning a qubit can only talk to the qubits directly next to it on a flat 2D grid. If you want to check for errors across the chip, you have to route the data through a long, slow chain of adjacent qubits. The qLDPC architecture, specifically IBM's bivariate bicycle code, changes the physical wiring. It allows for long-range connections between qubits that are physically distant from each other on the chip. This means the system can check for errors much faster and with far fewer redundant qubits. The result? The qLDPC code cuts the required physical overhead by approximately 90% compared to leading surface codes. This is the secret sauce that makes the Anderon Foundry viable. IBM doesn't need to manufacture chips with millions of physical qubits to achieve fault tolerance. They can achieve it with tens of thousands. This mathematical breakthrough is what allows IBM to confidently target 2029. Think of it like shipping cargo. The surface code is like using a massive, slow-moving cargo ship where 90% of the space is taken up by the crew and the fuel just to keep the ship running. The qLDPC code is like a high-speed automated train. It requires far less overhead to move the exact amount of valuable cargo, the logical qubits. This wasn't just an engineering breakthrough, it was a mathematical one. The researchers at IBM had to figure out how to arrange the qubits so that they could check each other for errors without constantly measuring them, which would cause them to decohere. By solving this math problem, they unlocked the hardware roadmap. With the manufacturing infrastructure of Anderon in Albany and the efficiency of qLDPC codes, IBM has laid out the most aggressive hardware roadmap in the industry. The first major milestone is IBM Quantum Starling, slated for delivery in 2029. Starling is designed to be the world's first large-scale, fault-tolerant quantum computer. It will operate with 200 logical qubits and be capable of executing 100 million quantum operations. To put that in perspective, Starling will run 20,000 times more operations than today's best quantum computers. To truly grasp the power of what Starling represents, we have to look at the limits of classical computing. If you want to simulate a relatively simple molecule, like caffeine, which has just 24 atoms, you have to calculate how every single electron interacts with every other electron simultaneously. To represent the computational state of just 160 logical qubits using classical hardware, You would need memory equivalent to 10 to the 48th power bits. That is a 1 followed by 48 zeros, a combinatorial explosion that breaks the human brain. You would need a supercomputer larger than the planet Earth just to hold the data. Starling will handle that level of complexity inside a single cryogenic chandelier. Starling is just the foundation in a much larger plan that IBM has outlined. By 2033, IBM plans to deliver Blue Jay. This system will scale to 2,000 logical qubits and be capable of executing 1 billion quantum operations. Blue Jay is the machine with industry-ready computational scale that can optimize global logistics, simulate complex drug interactions at the molecular level, and potentially break current encryption standards. To understand the power of Blue Jay, consider drug discovery. Today, when pharmaceutical companies want to simulate how a new drug interacts with a protein in the human body, classical supercomputers have to use approximations. The molecular interactions are simply too complex. Blue Jay will be able to simulate these interactions exactly, atom by atom, in minutes. It represents the ability to compress decades of pharmaceutical research into weeks. Arvind Krishna, IBM's chairman and CEO, made their ambition clear. Our expertise across mathematics, physics, and engineering is paving the way for a large-scale, fault-tolerant quantum computer. This is not a research project, it is a commercial deployment strategy. By spinning off Anderon, IBM is executing a brilliant monopoly play. They are positioning themselves not just as the creator of the best quantum computers, but as the toll booth for the entire industry. If a startup designs a brilliant new quantum architecture, they will likely need to manufacture it at Anderon. IBM will become the TSMC of the quantum era. TSMC is the world's largest contract semiconductor manufacturer, controlling over 70% of the current global foundry market. And the financial prize for holding the monopoly on quantum manufacturing is staggering. According to a major report by the Boston Consulting Group, quantum computing is projected to create up to $850 billion in global economic value by the year 2040. That isn't just hardware sales, that is the value of the new drugs discovered, the optimized financial portfolios, and the revolutionized logistics networks. IBM is spending $10 billion today to ensure they own the foundational manufacturing layer of an $850 billion market tomorrow. The $10 billion bet is a massive risk. The engineering challenges required to scale qLDPC codes across modular processors are immense. IBM is betting that heavy industry and government backing will outpace the academic research models of their competitors. This is the classic picks and shovels strategy. During the gold rush, the people who made the most money weren't the ones digging for gold. They were the ones selling the shovels. By building Anderon, IBM is ensuring that no matter who designs the best quantum algorithms in the 2030s, IBM will get paid to manufacture the hardware they run on. It is the same strategy that made TSMC the most strategically important company in the world. TSMC doesn't design the best chips, it manufactures them for everyone else. IBM is betting that Anderon can do the same for quantum. The CHIPS Act funding is the geopolitical dimension that most financial analysts are missing. The US government is not just investing in IBM because they believe in the technology, they are investing because they cannot afford to let China win the quantum manufacturing race. According to major think tanks like the Center for Strategic and International Studies, China has poured an estimated $15 billion into government-backed quantum research over the last decade. They have built quantum radar installations, quantum communication networks, and the MISHA satellite. The US government has decided that the best way to counter this is to build a domestic quantum manufacturing base that is too large, too well-funded, and too deeply integrated into the national security apparatus to fail. For investors watching this, the strategic picture is clear. IBM is not just a technology company making a bet on quantum. They are a national security asset making a bet on the future of American industrial power. The $10 billion investment is backed by the U.S. government, secured by decades of IBM's intellectual property, and protected by the most aggressive hardware roadmap in the industry. While the world watches generative AI write poetry and generate images, IBM is quietly building the heavy machinery that will define the next 50 years of global power. The quantum era will not be won in a laboratory, it will be won in a factory. What do you think? Will IBM's Anderon Foundry make them the undisputed king of quantum computing, or will a competitor like Google or Microsoft beat them to the punch? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this breakdown valuable, please hit the like button and make sure you subscribe to Click Future. We track the developments of quantum computing and AI with new deep dives every Saturday. Until next time, keep looking forward. Your future is a click away.